3 Bed, 2 Bath, 1 Ghost is a Hallmark film from 2023, and this one's a little bit different. I rather enjoyed it. This was directed by Kevin Fair and is written by Gregg, Rossen, Brian Sawyer, and Joie Botkin, and we have a cast including Julie Gonzalo, Chris McNally, Madeleine Arthur, and various others. And Anna is a real estate agent, and she lists this house, which happens to be inhabited by a ghost from the 1920s. And the ghost won't move on until Anna reconnects with her ex. But is Anna willing to do that for some random ghost? It's interesting. It's definitely very different to the average Hallmark film. And I think that every now and then giving us something a little different is a good idea. For the most part, I think they should stick with what they know, the average classic Christmas rom-com or holiday-themed rom-com. But that being said, as a one-time watch, this was not too bad. I will say, for me, it required this suspension of disbelief, not with the ghost aspect. I am spiritual. I absolutely believe in spirits. But I don't believe, this is purely on my personal beliefs, I don't believe a ghost would be waiting around for 100 years just to interfere with somebody's free will. Because that's ostensibly what she is doing. So I kind of struggled to buy into the ghost's mission. To get into Ruby, her name is Ruby, to buy into Ruby's mission. But the actual presence of the spirit, absolutely no problems for me at all. But I do realise that this narrative won't appeal to everybody. But if it's your kind of story, I'd say absolutely give it a go. It got to the point really quickly. We get to meet the characters. They're likeable. They're interesting. Ruby doesn't look ghostly. They haven't really made her look spirit-like, if that makes sense. But she does have a great costume that's more time appropriate, which is obviously a nice touch that definitely makes sense and makes it a little bit more easy to buy into. The house itself is a really nice space. It has nice, soft, gentle lighting. We spent a decent amount of time there, of course, and it certainly works really well as a setting. We also have some lovely music, some good camera work, and in general, 3 Bed, 2 Bath, 1 Ghost is a good story, something a little different from Hallmark, with likeable, interesting characters and great performances. And as I said, the only issue I had, and it wasn't really an issue, is that I don't believe Ruby would be waiting around in this house for 100 years just to interfere with Anna's free will and basically force her to reconnect with her ex. But that being said, many of us, myself included, believe that time in the spirit world is different to our own. So while for us the spirit has been hanging around for 100 years, technically you could argue that maybe she hasn't. And maybe she's jumped forward in time because time is not the same. So there is that argument as well, which would work with my beliefs. So if you're in a similar position, there are ways of looking at it and making it a little bit more believable based on personal beliefs. Could you watch it if you don't believe in ghosts? I think you could still enjoy the story. I think there are still a lot of really positive elements that could make it a pleasant experience, but that would entirely be down to your preferences and what you're looking for. But I'd be happy enough to recommend it nevertheless. And if it does sound like your kind of story, then needless to say, I'd say 3 Bed, 2 Bath, 1 Ghost is a Hallmark film with a difference, and certainly one that's worth watching.